Waking up at Pagosa with deer in the backyard. There they are. Hello, babies. They were just closer just a minute ago. And there's a family across the street too, honey. Good morning, babies. Good morning, baby. Get this little pond too, baby. I know she got that pretty good when you got me. Alright, now to take a picture of me. Real quick in there. Ooh. Hold on.
Colorado.
Cold plunge. Treasure Falls, Pagosa, Colorado. Fall 2021. Marianne's going into the sacred waters of my ancestors here. Look at that. That's made for me. That's made for me and my ancestors. We're going in. Here we go. I'm going to get my head wet. I'm going full body for 2 minutes. And I already got splashed. It's cold. This is mountain water. Straight off the mountain. Dave, tell me the history of that.
It actually was a volcano. Right here. Yes. A volcano actually carved this area, the lava carved this. Pretty interesting. Yeah, you gonna stay here all night though?
This is as cold as that creek in San Isabel without the current though. This is gonna be probably a max temperature for sure. Alright, say a prayer. Best way to get in is to go ahead and have a seat first. See, I don't plunge like some people do. Some people just go straight on in. told that the legs don't really work that good. Woo! Hello, beautiful souls. Thank you so much for being here and taking the time to watch me do my very first cold plunge in a waterfall. That was actually content from last August, but it was my one and first only time cold plunging in a waterfall, which was beautiful and amazing all in itself. I am Marianne Lee and welcome. I actually cold plunged today. I shared it on Facebook and y'all had some questions about it. So I'm gonna sit down, answer some of those questions and share with you why I started cold plunging and the benefits that I experienced with cold plunging. So first and foremost, like this video, give it a thumbs up. Really helps your girl's algorithm on YouTube. Help me be successful here on too, please. Comment down below. My favorite emoji is a heart, so I would love to see some hearts and support down there. And also subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Hit the red bell notification icon so you'll be notified the next time I upload content. And if you don't know, now you know, I do have a Patreon page. Patreon is a platform that allows me to accept financial contribution and donations to help me support with my yoga teacher training. I am in efforts to receive a 500-hour master training. I'm at 245 hours. Those trainings are not cheap and that supports me receiving that master certificate. So thank you so much for supporting me. Now let's get into the video of this content of this video. So cold plunging. So I actually introduced myself in cryotherapy. Cryotherapy is a cold chamber with nitric oxide and some other like safe chemicals that create a cold chamber. I do have that video uploaded. I started that about 3 years ago when I was into weight building, bodybuilding and weight training. I started to get lactic acid buildup in my body and I was sore for too long, or I had DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, and it was really aggravating to me. So I started to go do that and it released all the lactic acid. So I knew the physical benefits already. I also had searched and researched some Wim Hof techniques back 5 years ago. Now, if you don't know who Wim Hof is, he is a cold plunge guru and a breath guru. I will also link his videos down below because he has like the science and the backing behind this and how it affects our biology in a positive way. So go research that stuff, because if you're a skeptic, is this really good for you? I would highly suggest that you watch those videos. I'm just someone that has received the benefits here, sharing my experience with you, and I'm super excited about it because I live it, you know? So I cold plunge usually a couple times a month. I actually did a whole April cold shower challenge for the month of April, which I'll do a whole separate video all on that and my experience and what had manifested for me. But here we're talking about how I got into cold plunging and why I cold plunge and the positive experiences and side effects that I experienced with cold plunging. So how I got into cold plunging. Y'all just heard it. I did it for the physical benefits of releasing. Hi, Nala. Want to say hi to everyone? This is my French bulldog. I did that and now she thinks I wanted her to come over here. This is Nala girl. Say hello to the tube. Hi, tube. Oh my gosh, she gave the best sloppy wet kisses, Nala. Okay, you guys know, don't get started. No. Go lay down. Go. They get so loud when they start to wrestle. Okay, so y'all know how I got into it was for the lactic acid release. So if you are someone that suffers with soreness and it takes your body forever to recover from that, I highly suggest you don't have to go to intense direct contact with cold water. You could just go into cryotherapy at Studio 127, tell them I sent you. They know that I used to be reg till I leveled up and I got into direct cold water, but it's just as beneficial, okay? It's always starting out with acclimating your body though first, because cold is a shock. But cold actually instantly brings us into our parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and digest, our being.
and gets us out of our survival. So if you could get into a cold place, whether it be like a cold freezer, walk out in the snow when it's cold, go into Cairo, get in some cold water, even just your feet, your head, your hands, it actually resets the nervous system into the rest and digest, especially if you're experiencing an onset anxiety peak, panic attack, anything like that. It actually is scientifically proven to positively affect our nervous system and our biology to a degree, like so. And I say to a degree because it just depends how much temperature, decreased temperature that you're in, and for how long you're in, and how consistently you're doing it, okay? Because it does actually decrease inflammation. And we all know, which I'll put more videos down here to prove this, that way it doesn't sound like it's biased, and I'm not being subjective here, this is scientific, proven and studied. We know that inflammation actually creates illness and disease in the body. So if we could find something healthy to participate, especially by the food we eat or the habits and lifestyles that we participate in, to reduce inflammation, we will decrease our chances from getting sick, creating illness, creating a disease in our body. So y'all know, if you don't already, I like to really participate and practice in holistic remedies, which means natural remedies. I try to take care of myself the best way that I possibly can, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. All right, so if you're all into that groovy stuff, please then subscribe to this channel, because that's what all the kind of content that you're gonna see here, okay? And I do have a new series on here on YouTube where I interview local healers of different modalities. From, I already did like a healthy food truck, I did a Reiki teacher, I'm going to do a specific sound healing shaman here soon, and a yoga teacher, and things like that, that are natural remedies of healing, okay? So yeah, if you like that stuff, please subscribe. Thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing. And so I started getting into it for the lactic acid release. And I stopped weightlifting during quarantine and COVID. I haven't went back. I just started weightlifting again though, once a week. So if you guys like to see some content of that, let me know down in the comments below, okay? I was really into it. That's like the only and one strongest kind of form of exercise that I consistently stood with was weightlifting. But it started kind of getting like toxic, and my body wasn't repairing and things like that. So your girl digressed, became a yoga teacher. I still love yoga, primarily love yoga. I just like to strengthen my muscles a little bit, but I'm not going like crazy or manic or anything like that again. So, because it could actually really get toxic if you're being excessive, just like anything in life. Find balance. Balance is key. Okay, beautiful souls. Before I get on a rant though, let's get back to the cold plunging. So last summer 2021, I was in an intense amount of stress, and I was suffering from anxiety and stress tension headaches. I had went to San Isabel to go for a hike to the natural water slides. I actually couldn't hike because I had no energy because of my anxiety. So yeah, that's one thing that anxiety does. If you're in a hypervigilant state for too long, you actually would feel very depleted. I couldn't make it to the water slide, so I just sat and laid by the creek and meditated and relaxed, and Spirit told me to get in the water, that it would heal me. Good old Spirit, thank you. Thank you, Spirit. My angels and guides are always looking out, and so are yours. So I hope you know that. So I got into the water. I actually just went head first, like in the video you just seen. I took a wide-legged lunge, went back, did a forward fold, a wide-legged forward fold, and just got my head wet and stood in there for as long as I could. It felt like a inside out brain freeze, and it kind of hurt, to be honest, but I knew it was going to heal me. I believed Spirit. I believed in the healing powers that water has, because it's a natural body of water that's coming off the stream of the mountain, that's doused and marinated in all this positive energy. Okay, so I had no doubt, so I did it. And after I stood in there, I think for 45 seconds, okay, creek water, mountain water is intensely cold. As you can imagine, it's coming off the mountain fresh, just with snow, right, melts and goes into the creek. So it's intensely, intensely cold. So I highly suggest that you acclimate yourself first by doing like Cairo or going in at the reservoir first, or the reservoir or a pool, because creek is the coldest temperature, and this Treasure Falls was definitely my max coldest. I need to get actually I will be purchasing that, and if anyone wants to support me and do that for me, that'd be great too. I need to get a thermostat so I could start taking the temperatures of the waters that I get in, so I know what they are. I would actually take them after though, because I wouldn't want to know before, right? It's just too much then. But I guarantee you this Treasure Falls was the coldest that I've ever done. As you guys can see, it was a fresh waterfall. So I got in for about 45 seconds, got my head wet and sat down, took some deep breaths, acclimated myself back into homeostasis balance, like meaning the temperature, going back to regulating body temperature, and my headache was gone. Now I'm someone that doesn't just pop an aspirin, that doesn't just pop ibuprofen, that doesn't just pop Advil or Aleve or anything, okay? So I look for natural remedies. If anything, I'll do a little CBD once in a while. And it was gone, and it was gone for 4 days. Now this was a headache that was lingering on for weeks already, okay? So I was hooked. I was like, I found something that's amazing. We're gonna do it. So for the summer of 2021, I went up there at least probably every 3 weeks and got into the creeks, and I would get in for sometimes just 45 seconds because the cold water is so intensely cold, and the creeks move too, so the water is very active. And I noticed when the water is active, it's harder to stay into because the energy of the water, and then of course the intense cold temperature, okay? So it's not about staying in as long as you can there, it's just about getting in and doing what you can, but not to the point where you are creating more trauma on your body. This is to really create homeostasis and balance for your body. So listen to your body. If you're a newbie, definitely watch these Wim Hof videos down in the description box below, and start with yourself titrating slowly to cold temperature. Like I said, just getting in a cold pool, taking cold showers. In April, I actually did a whole month of cold showers every month, which I'm going to do a review about that and my experience and what I experienced with that. That'll be on the next video. So if that's something juicy that sounds good to you, please comment down below, and I'd love to share my experience with that. Now I take cold showers like every 3 days. And yeah, cold showers, because why? Because it's anti-inflammatory, okay? And if you're someone that suffers from headaches, migraines, tension, it's going to be so beneficial for you. As I've told everybody at the reservoir when they see me go there, it's like taking a natural ibuprofen, but not having to. So you're not creating that damage on your kidneys. Okay, and if you're someone that suffers from anxiety, for me, it took my anxiety away for 4 days. Nothing like could do that for that long that's natural, okay? And it's an anti-inflammatory. I sleep better after I do cold plunges. For me, because I am a anxious person, I actually get really relaxed and sometimes even take a nap after I cold plunge. I know for people that suffer from depression, which is low energy state, right? We have anxiety that's high energy state. We have depression that's low energy state. They actually get energized and they want to like paint the town red. I've talked to a couple of girlfriends, because I go with sometimes some groups, and those are their positive side effects. So if you're someone that suffers from depression, which I know Wim Hof talks a lot about that with his clients, then they find that it's actually very life-giving and really feeds their life force. So they feel energized and motivated and ambition. So that's great. For me, I feel like I always have that. And for me, it just brings me back to a healthy baseline to where I could be functioning and I'm not depleted. I'm not feeling depleted because I'm dispensing so much energy if I'm in a high anxious state for too long. So it really has helped me have the ability to have something natural to get back to homeostasis and a healthy baseline. And that's why I still do cold showers every 3 to 4 days just for maintenance at home. And so I just started weight training again, weightlifting once a week. So I went to the reservoir today to get in for the lactic acid release. And I'm sure tomorrow morning I'm going to feel great. And today I actually felt really great. Went and got my whole head in. And that's another thing. Getting your whole head in is a game changer, okay? So don't feel bad if you can't do it right away, because that's next level intense, like master, okay? So I actually would suggest that you just get in as deep as you can. My daughter goes with me, and sometimes she just gets into her chest, sometimes she just gets into her hips, and that is good. And honestly, just getting your feet or your hands in, or your face, brings your nervous system back into parasympathetic nervous system. So when we're feeling anxious and we're in a hypervigilant state, or we're depressed, our nervous system is and has become dysregulated. And we're usually in flight or flight, where your body thinks that a lion's chasing you, but that's not the case. So acclimating yourself to a colder temperature, whether that's cryotherapy, getting in a cold freezer at your work, stepping outside when it's snowing, rinsing off in the shower for the last 30 seconds with cold water, putting your hands, your feet in the creek, the rivers, wherever a body of water is next to you. If you can't do your whole body, it's still highly beneficial. It still seduces the parasympathetic nervous system. Seduces, which I mean, it initiates it to come online, okay? And we need to be more in our parasympathetic nervous system. We need to be more in our state of being instead of doing all the time, okay? So it's really, really good and healthy for you, and your nervous system and your body is going to thank you. I sleep better when I do them. I feel better when I do them. I'll feel good for about 4 to 5 solid days after I cold plunge. There's nothing that, I take some reishi mushroom, I take some holy basil, I drink some calming tea, but I have to do that every day to stay at that healthy baseline. When I cold plunge, I don't even have to take all that stuff. I could fill that baseline at that healthy baseline of functioning and not having high level anxiety for 4 solid days. That's amazing right there. That is amazing. And you're decreasing inflammation. It's also really healthy and for your skin, ladies, and your hair, helping collagen production, helping your pores tighten. So if you're someone that has visible pores, it's going to help reduce that. Your hair is going to be shinier. Your hair is going to be more moisturized. So it's so healthy for you, and it helps circulation, which is great because it aids in detoxification. So it's so great for many, 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 many things, y'all. I love it. I think it's rad, and I just love feeling at that healthy baseline. So thanks so much. I know this video was a little long, but there's so much great things I love about cold plunging. I hope you try it. And sometimes we do get together and we do go as a group, as a community. So if you're interested in doing that with me, please send me an email down below or DM me on my Instagram. All those links will be down in the description below, and my email will be down below. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I love you so much. Until next time, we will see you then. Namaste.